welcome to the final episode of Monster Team Tuesday. Today we're going with a classic, the Marvel Zombie Chases from the Deadpool set and the Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014. This is a 400 point Bronze Age team. If you don't know what these pieces do, they all have a couple traits, the brown bases, the zombie hunger and the zombie infection. So they all say when they damage an opposing character, they put a food token on their card, and then when they would be KO'd, you remove the food tokens, turn them to their first KO click, and then you heal them a number of clicks equal to the food tokens that you removed. So they become very hard to kill, as long as they're dealing damage. Some deal damage better than others. And then they have the zombie infection ability, which says whenever they damage an opposing character, they put an infection token on that character's card. And when one of the brown bases KOs a character with infections, they turn to their first KO click and then heal up a number of clicks equal to the number of infection tokens on them. And you add them to your force. So you corrupt things and make them zombies. And both of those abilities are a maximum of 5. So the most healing you're getting out is 5. But they're all pretty cool. So this is what we came up with. Kingpin is our first piece here. He is kind of the main piece that you want for zombies. He has Clone Dear Vanessa for food, which says at the beginning of the game, you place a Vanessa token on this card. As long as that token is on this card, you can give Kingpin a power action to place a food token on this card, or the card of a single adjacent friendly character with the Z virus keyword, unless that card has 5 food tokens. When Kingpin would be KO'd and before activating a zombie infection, remove the Vanessa token to place up to 3 food tokens on this card until this card has no more than 5 food tokens. So he can give your other characters food tokens and make them so they're really hard to kill. So you can do this as early setup, turn 1, just put it on, turn 2, put it on, and then run out your more main attackers. All of the zombies have a breakaway from characters for free, which is really cool. And then this Kingpin has monster, politician, and Z virus keyword. Z virus is the keyword that all the Marvel zombies share. If we go look at the back of his card, he's got some stealth, sidestep after that. He's got mastermind, so he can mastermind the damage off to the characters that he's feeding, which is cool. He's got toughness. A lot of these guys don't have defensive abilities, so the fact that he has toughness is pretty good. And then he has a special damage power that says he can use leadership and outwit. And when he uses leadership, he may treat any friendly character with a food token as adjacent and a lower point value. When he uses outwit, he may count range and draw line of fire from any friendly character with a food token. So you can keep him back in your starting area and put a food token on Electro, run Electro up in there, and then outwit from Electro. So you just get some extra range, which is pretty good. But he's your main engine to keep the thing going. The next piece that we're going to talk about is Electro. I actually really like this Electro piece. So again, he's got the 2 zombie abilities. The cool thing about Electro is he's a 7 range triple target. He's Monster, Sinister Syndicate, and Z Virus. So you can play these guys on a Sinister Syndicate team, which is kind of cool. He starts with Running Shot, but it's only with a value of 5, so he doesn't get that far. And then he goes to Sidestep. But this Lightning Rod of the Damned ability, he can use Energy Explosion, and when he does not need line of fire to one target within range if that character has a virus token. So if you split your team up and have one of them go and damage somebody, and then he runs away. You can put Electro as long as it's within the 7, close enough to shoot him and another guy, and then energy explosion 2 areas, which is a really good thing to do, just to have that split ability. He also has penetrating psychic blast and a damage of 3, which is pretty good. And all these zombies got a major upgrade when they changed the willpower indomitable rule. Since they don't push, they were really slow because you had to clear them. Most of them aren't indomitable, so the fact that they have that is pretty good. He's got a regular energy explosion. He starts with ECD. He starts at a 7-10, 17-3. Pretty decent damage dealer, and you can get some early virus in. He doesn't need to do melee attacks to give the virus tokens, so that 7 range is pretty decent for getting that extra damage in. Our final brown base that we want to talk about is Venom. I really like this Venom sculpt. He came out at the same time as the hammers, so we played a lot of the hammers, and I learned that you can just stick a hammer in that hole and he can hold it, which is kind of fun. And the zombies with the hammers are kind of dumb. So he's Monster, Sinister Syndicate, Z-Virus as well. He's got a special movement power of charge and plasticity, and each time a character fails to break away from Venom, give that character a virus token. So when they fail their breakaway rolls, because they have to roll a 6, they get a virus token. Venom is just a tie-up piece that also, coincidentally, infects the opposing team. It's pretty good just to have that in there. And then he's got Blades, Claws, and Fangs on that charge, super senses, and a damage of 3. He's also got a range of 5, 2 targets, so he's gonna hit pretty good. He has a special Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Steel Energy when he gets lower, so he can heal up off of his own attacks, which is really nice, and stay alive a little bit longer. The fact that he can continue to go is really good. We just want that extra life out of the zombies as much as we can. The thing about these zombies is they kind of take up a lot of points, so we're playing only 3 of them to play some utility pieces, just to maximize our zombie horde here. Headpool is the final Marvel zombie on this team. He is not a brown base chase, so he doesn't have the same zombie abilities. He does have the Z-Virus keyword, so if you're building that team, he is part of it. He's also Deadpool Core Monster. He's got the word bubble ability, so all the word bubbles from the old Deadpool set can go on him as a free action. You can swap them. And then he has his trait, Zombie Virus that destroyed a universe. When Headpool damages a character that doesn't have the Z-Virus keyword, give that character a virus token if it has less than 5 tokens. Give Headpool a free action and choose a character with a virus token. Modify its speed and range values by -1 for each virus token on it until your next turn. So what he does is just fuels the virus tokens, because if he kills something with a virus token, you don't get it. But if you can put some virus tokens on some stuff and then kill it with Electro, Venom, or Kingpin, you get that piece added to your force, which is really good. He's got this ability that is drastically different than what it says. He says, adjacent friendly characters can use telekinesis, but only to make a ranged combat attack, as if Headpool were a light object. If they do, instead of being destroyed, place Headpool adjacent to the target. That ability's had some errata, but it's basically the same thing. You're throwing Deadpool so that he can close some range on the guys, hitting them with a zombie, and then he gets to attack as well. So you can throw him with Electro, who's got that 7 range, and then attack with the Headpool, get a virus token on him, so it's kind of cool. He's got this special defensive power all the way down his dial called the Immortal Head that everyone wants. He ignores other characters' poisons and all but 1 damage that would be dealt to him. This power can't be countered or ignored, so Headpool only takes 1 damage at a time. There are some fun abilities that newer Deadpools have to make use of this. But for 38 points, he's just another extra zombie that we have that's part of our zombie virus team ability. But for 35 points, he's just another Z-Virus character we can have to fill out our zombie team. For utility pieces, we've got 2 characters. We've got my favorite monster, the Mole Man. I went over him in my last video. I really like this guy. Monster Scientist Affinity Watch. The only reason we're playing him is that mind control that can target your friendly monsters, and he gets a +3. So your zombies can make extra attacks, they can get extra movement. The problem with the zombies, they're kind of slow because they are decaying. So getting extra movement out of them is really good, so you can bridge that gap. And then late in the game, having Electro or Venom do multiple attacks. Electro with his 3 targets, Venom with his Blades Flurry is gonna wreck your opponent's team and hopefully get you some more pieces added to your force. So that's the reason why we're playing Mole Man. Nothing else. He's a decent carrier if you can give him flying, but we don't have any extra points. He's just a good piece. I really like this Mole Man. 47 points. We're okay with it. Our final piece is from the monster, or the undead set that we've been cracking all month. The Dr. Frankenstein. He's a monster scientist. He has a special trait that's support as free, but only to target friendly characters with the monster keyword. When he uses it, increase the D6 result by 1. So if these zombies get low, Frankenstein can heal them. Pretty good, especially if you're masterminding the damage out or head pool gets down low, because head pool's only taking 1 damage at a time. You're going to be able to keep him alive a lot longer. He's got a special damage power that says perplex, but only to target characters with the monster keyword. Everybody on our team. If it targets a character named Frankenstein's monster, Dr. Frankenstein can modify a common value by +2 or -2. We're not playing Frankenstein. But he's got sidestep, so he can get into position a little better, and willpower so that he can clear every turn. He is only 30 points and very squishy, but you keep him behind the guys that you're dealing that damage to and out of the way, and you won't have a problem. The support is just that nice extra thing to have. 30 points just to keep your monsters going. There are 16 Marvel Zombie chases. We have them all, including a Zombie Galactus that's technically not Z-Virus. These are the ones that I thought worked the best. You should get a range, you get a close, and you get the guy that makes it going. But realistically, if you wanted to play any combination of them, they're all pretty good. They've definitely been outpowered by the new stuff, but I think there's some new utility that you can use around them that makes them very fun pieces. I ended up pulling almost all of the original 8, except for a Kingpin out of the boosters back in the day. So I'm happy to have all of them. They just are really sick pieces. They're not that expensive, so if you wanted to pick some up, you're not going to spend an arm and a leg like they used to be. But that's our final monster team for Halloween. Thank you for joining us on this entire month. We do appreciate all the support that we're getting. Like and subscribe if you like the video. We're trying to reach as many Heroclix players as we can and maybe get some new players into the game. Leave comments below if you have any suggestions. We've got some cool not Halloween themed teams coming up in the next 2 months for the year. Some stuff that people have requested and some stuff that we really like. So we'll put those out and we'll see you guys later. Take it easy.